pretty amazing, trust me, to have you here. And one of the things that really fascinate me before we really go any further, maybe let me just preserve that for later. Would you mind giving a brief introduction to those that are not aware of who you are and what you do?
Okay, right. Basically, Ngoni Chibuwe is a rugby player, international rugby player playing for Zimbabwe. Currently, played for Zimbabwe Sevens and Zimbabwe 15s. Pretty much a simple person from Mutare, Driwasu, and my life is basically simple. I'm a Christian, and I think that's basically it.
I'm sure for those that know you, they are already wondering because from as far as I can remember, you were pretty much good in many sports, especially cricket. I think you're almost as equally as good as you are in rugby. But one of the questions that I have for you is, what was the defining moment? Why did you choose rugby over cricket, yet you were also so amazing in cricket itself?
Thank you very much, man, for the kind words. But honestly, I can say that the transition came about as I was going up to Form 6, upper 6, because I had an opportunity to go to South Africa straight out of high school. So I didn't want to wait another gap year and to take time in Zimbabwe just to prolong, obviously, to go and pursue my cricket career. So rugby came about. I had to go to the Sharks Academy straight out of high school, which was amazing. And I just took that, opportunity to go and, pursue professional rugby. And that just happened. That's why I moved from all these sports to rugby.
I see, because I was still really, really wondering. So far from the time that you started playing professional rugby, what has been the biggest challenge to you?
The biggest challenge, like any other sport or any other environment or any other organization, there are always ups and downs. Things might not go your way, things will go your way. But professional rugby is quite demanding. It requires you to be engaged full time. You need to train all the time. You need to make sure your nutrition is very good. It's not like eating out, unhealthy stuff like donuts all the time. You have to be really disciplined. So, it requires a lot of discipline. And as an individual, it challenges you all the time, not just one day. It's like every day. It becomes a lifestyle for you to be living healthy and making sure you're eating right and all those things. So those are kind of like the challenges because it doesn't really allow you to be free like just any other individual human being, because you have to obviously go back and maximize on your healthy. That will obviously enhance your performance. So many things that will add onto that.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. Again, coming back again to that line of personal life, what has been the greatest fear that you had to overcome in order to be where you are right
now? The greatest fear I've had was probably, I never had self-doubt, because I know if you do some things, if you say I want to be a doctor, if you start working towards it, if you have got enough time, obviously you start reading the books and everything. So the same thing with rugby. I had there was a little bit of fear of what if I fail, but that obviously didn't come from me. It wasn't like self-initiated. That obviously self-doubt. I didn't have any self-doubt. That was like extrinsic. You have family members coming to you and saying that instead of playing rugby or going to play sports, just go and pursue education. Just go straight to education, because I had to go to UNISA and Midrand and one of those universities. So those are some of the hurdles I had to go through, especially with my parents, because they really want me to pursue education. Just having to fight, not really fight, but just have to talk them and make them believe that I can make it in rugby was a bit of a hurdle. And that just brought fear in me to actually say, if I fail, I would have embarrassed my whole family, something like that. So that's the only fear I can think of that obviously came through my career.
Oh, that's really pretty amazing. And also coming from the point of perspective for those that really understand rugby, I've also had the privilege of playing rugby from preschool throughout high school, but of course not to your level of playing professional. But one of the things that I've observed with rugby is that it's a sport that requires you to show up. It requires you to show up for the occasion.
That's right.
You have to do what you have to do when you have to do it, whether you like it or not. How would you relate that to life, to other fields of life? other occasions of life. How would you address that aspect of showing up when you have to show up?
Absolutely, honestly, it's you're right. Rugby have to be switched on every time. You can't afford to backslide, and you have to be aware all the time, just like life. I mean, mistakes will happen, just like life as well. But you have to pick yourself up and keep going. You don't mourn about it, don't cry about it the whole day. So just like
Yep.
trying to relate to life experiences, rugby has taught me to toughen up in some situations. When you have to go for that last rep or the last round where you have to run, and the coach is telling you, "Oh, Mister Mike, remember, come on, let's go, Chibuwe," things like that.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
that's just taking into life. Perspective, you just have to kind of look at it in the same way as rugby. You got to push the last minutes, you got to keep going, you got to plan your stuff before a game. I write things down. Okay, today I'm looking at doing this. I don't want to miss any tackles. I want to make sure I run through and I go through the game plan. So we also have like a plan in our life, just like a game plan. So when it comes to execution, we are required to be switched on, like you just said. So it doesn't allow us to actually have some times to doze off. You have to be aware all the time.
Okay, earlier on you highlighted the fact that rugby requires massive amount of discipline.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you are also a trainer, a fitness trainer.
Yes.
You also do that a
100%,
lot. Now, I know, probably you've come across this, where you're getting to train people and then probably the first days they're really committed
Right.
to training,
Right.
to getting fit, to getting their bodies in shape. But as time proceeds, maybe 2 weeks into it, 3 weeks into it, and then they start slagging back because probably they're not seeing the results as earlier as they expected to see. What's your advice on that? Because many people are pursuing different things, but at times they are pushing so hard, exercising, doing whatever that they're doing, but the results are not yet showing in time. How would you relate that to the aspect of gymming, considering that you're somebody who trains
Yeah.
fitness?
For sure, Anisu. The question that I'm gonna have to throw out there for the people is I'm gonna ask them one question. When you start something, what is your goal? What do you want to do at the end of the day? What do you want to achieve? If you're not self-driven to attack your goals, especially when it comes to healthy, there's a massive problem because health is key. You need to make sure you're running and that just helps you with your blood pressure and all those things. There's so many benefits to health. So a lot of people still want to take training and healthy as just so I can look good for the wedding or I can trim my belly for the wedding. But no, there's much more to that. It is a lifestyle and it's something that you just don't want to do like for the next couple of months or to get the six pack. After that, you get a six pack or you get a nice trim body, but you still need maintenance. So it's a lifestyle thing and you need to fall in love with it. That's key. So fall in love with the training, enjoy the training, put up a nice playlist that you like on the music and enjoy it. Motivate yourself when you train, like dance, be you, be free. And don't look up at the numbers, just do the one thing right. And tomorrow is a new day. So that's all about it. You gotta, motivate yourself, fall in love with the process and enjoy everything and things starts falling into place. And you also require a lot of patience. But what's important also is your diet. Your diet is 80% much more important as compared or in comparison to the training.
That's pretty amazing. And just like you've highlighted when explaining this whole issue, is that sometimes people have the wrong reasons for pursuing some certain goals.
Right.
Some people can say, I'm just doing it for the sake of the time. When they're into it, they start realizing that, the reason for actually doing the exercise or the reason for getting in shape is not as strong as compared to what's required for you to get it. But what would be your last words for your viewers in relation to rugby? What are some of the lessons that rugby has taught you that you can also teach other people to apply in their own personal lives?
Right. No, rugby has taught me so many lessons, honestly, to tell you. To be honest, I've learned a lot of things, life lessons and things that just help me obviously get away with a lot of things that we encounter in the contemporary world. So a couple of things I can share that I've learned in rugby is unity. You got to be united. You got to have one goal as a team. So it helps a lot of teamwork. You got to be working with your teams. It all comes together, forwards, backs, the big guys, the slow guys. rugby is for everyone. It's for the small guy, the short guy, the tall guy, and it's just amazing how we all come together and play a part. So it's same applies in life. We have to work together in some things. We have to help one another in one thing, and just how we can obviously become better. As you can, you might have seen the Springboks logo. I think one of the main reason why they won the World Cup is because there was that unity thing that they put out there, which was stronger or united. We are stronger, stronger together, or we are stronger together.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Chibuwe. We hope to have you next time.
No, no worries. Thank you very much, Anisi. It was nice talking to you, man.